Hello, and welcome to Matador News. I'm Jacquelyn Koenig.
And I'm Rosa Rodriguez.
Students are starting to cram for finals, which are 2 weeks away. With time winding down, students start to feel the stress of all the added work. We're going to go live in the sundial with Laura Camelo about a way students can relieve stress.
I'm here with dancer choreographer Benjamin Allen, founder of Groove 3. Can you tell me a little bit about this dance class?
Absolutely. So Groove 3 is a class I started about 4.5 years ago. It's dance fitness based. It's a choreographed dance party that we say is for all levels. It's mostly designed for people who want to learn how to dance and also people who used to dance who want to get back into it.
Okay, and recently many of our students are dealing with finals. How can this class help your health and even ease some stress?
Absolutely. Exercise in general, as we know, is one of the best ways to ease stress. I think when you pair music and movement together, your endorphins get kicked in and you basically let loose everything that you have going on. We incorporate a live DJ into all of our classes. So if you like good music, we have some amazing DJs that come from all over Los Angeles and get the party started. So you break a major sweat, you've got great music, you've got people cheering you on. It's a really fun, supportive, non-intimidating environment. And I think if you're looking to lose weight, but also de-stress, it's the best way to do it.
And I know you taught here before, and I want to know if you can teach me a move before we end the show. So
absolutely, yeah. You're going to rock. Side, side, release, and side, side,
okay,
release.
Okay, guys. Well, while I'm learning,
side,
back to you guys at the studio.
Side, release, and click, click, and click.
Thank you, Laura. Not only are students stressed over finals week, they are also stressed about not having enough tickets for graduation. We're going live to Matador News reporter Nathaly Alcala in the newsroom for more about student reactions.
Continues for the commencement tickets. Up until this year, students were able to bring as many people as they wanted to their ceremony. But this year, CSUN graduates are limited to 7 tickets per student. Some graduates couldn't claim their tickets due to deadline confusion, and the ones who did think 7 is not enough. Some sophomores and juniors think the new rule has brought disagreement among students.
I believe that there shouldn't be a certain amount because it put pressure on, the graduates that they have to pick and choose what family members that they want to come.
Everyone wants all their family to attend. It's like such a big step in life. I don't think they should be limited to the tickets.
The number should be extended more further, so then more people can celebrate them moving on to a new stage in life.
I'm a Latina, and in my family alone, there's 6 people. So I want to bring friends. I want to bring other relatives and stuff. So I don't believe it's a good idea.
Commencement week starts May 19th. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you. Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors candidates Bobby Shriver and Sheila Kuehl are leading the race for the 3rd district. That includes CSUN. Both candidates visited CSUN's On Point yesterday to discuss the issues, including the improvement of public transportation. Shriver says he has a solution to help students.
One of the near-term things that worked for us in Santa Monica was to give all students at Santa Monica College free access to the bus system by showing their student ID. I know when I've been up here, some of the students have told me that although there's a subsidy, you need to get a special pass. You need to pay, I think it's $16 a month for the use of the bus 5 days a week. And I think that should stop. I think you should work, the administration of this university should work with its supervisor to get students that they show their ID, they get on a bus, they ride anywhere, anytime.
Opponent Kuehl says she understands many of the challenges facing public employees. She also understands the impact the relocation of Toyota headquarters from Torrance to Texas has on 1,000 of its employees.
And I think people really want to have jobs, and where jobs have gone, a lot of people are complaining, oh, it's the tax structure. Oh, they're fleeing the state. But even Toyota, who's moving to Texas, said very clearly on the front page of our local newspaper this morning, no, we're not going because of any tax issues. It's an efficiency thing for us because we want to consolidate everything we're doing. So I think what we need to do is to make certain that the county participates where it can in bringing more jobs here.
The election is on June 3rd, and the winning candidate must receive over 50% of votes. However, if no one receives this amount, the two top finishers will compete in a November runoff.
The use of lethal injections for death row inmates is getting a serious reevaluation after an Oklahoma man died of a heart attack during his execution. Another one scheduled for the same day was postponed for 2 weeks. Witnesses said prisoner Clayton Lockett groaned and struggled violently after the drug was administered. A state corrections director stopped Lockett's execution, saying vein failure may have prevented the drugs from spreading, and not the chemicals themselves. Lockett died of a heart attack in the execution room, and the state would not disclose the source of the drugs that contained the new contents.
The White House has issued new guidelines for college campuses to prevent and respond to sexual assault. Vice President Joe Biden says 1 in 5 women will be assaulted while at college.
But these just aren't numbers. These are our friends. These are our daughters. These are our neighbors. These are your classmates.
The recommendations require colleges to conduct surveys on campus about rape and assault in order to know more about the issue. Forms will also be available online for students to file a complaint if their institution fails to live up to their obligations.
Despite threats of attacks and bombing on the eve of Election Day, Iraqis are still heading to the polls. This is the country's first parliamentary election since the U.S. pulled its troops. But police agencies are still on high alerts. Iraqi anti-terrorist forces stand guard outside polling stations and set up several checkpoints.
Severe tornadoes are still sweeping across the southeast states, including Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Mississippi. A total of 30 people have been killed across 6 states. In Florida and along the Alabama coast, heavy rain and flooding have stranded people in houses and cars. Florida officials say they received nearly 300 calls for evacuation, and at least 30,000 people are without power. Officials say they are shifting priorities from response to cleanup and are expecting several volunteers to aid in this process.
Current weather conditions in Los Angeles of heat, high winds, and humidity are creating a high chance for fire outbreaks. Wind gusts in the mountains and in the valley are from 60 to 80 miles per hour. The National Weather Service says a red flag warning went into effect early Wednesday morning and will continue until 8 o'clock Thursday night. The warning was issued for areas including the Santa Monica Mountains, Los Angeles County Mountains, and coastal areas. Drivers are advised to use extra caution while driving with the high winds.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is urging the Board of Governors to force Clippers owner Donald Sterling to sell the team. As of Tuesday, more than 20 of the NBA's 30 teams have issued statements that support Silver. Sterling has been banned from the NBA for life after making racist remarks that were leaked to the public. Silver also fined Sterling $2.5 million, the maximum allowed by NBA guidelines. Sterling is not to associate himself with the Clippers, the NBA itself, or even attend games.
The Clippers are trying to move past this problem and focus on their playoff run. Nick Popham has more on the story.
Thank you, Rosie. Despite the controversy surrounding Sterling, the Los Angeles Clippers are aiming to continue their success in the NBA playoffs. The Clippers took the court last night in front of a packed house at Staples Center after an emotional welcome by fans. Lob City came out and battled past the Golden State Warriors in Game 5 to win 113-103. The Clippers now lead the series 3-2 and will be playing Game 6 tomorrow night at 7:30 at Oracle Arena in Oakland. The rest of the NBA playoffs have been just as exciting. The Memphis Grizzlies battled it out against the Oklahoma City Thunder in overtime for the 4th consecutive game. That didn't stop the Grizzlies as they defeated the Thunder in Game 5, 100-99. Grizzlies now lead the series 3-2. The Miami Heat and Washington Wizards are the first 2 teams to advance in the next round after Miami blew past the Charlotte Bobcats 4-0. The Wizards beat the Chicago Bulls last night to take the series 4-1. The Portland Trail Blazers lead its series against the Houston Rockets 3-1, and the Atlanta Hawks have a surprising 3-2 lead over the Indiana Pacers. The only tied series that are left are between the Toronto Raptors and Brooklyn Nets and the Dallas Mavericks and San Antonio Spurs. The Sterling controversy is not only affecting the players, but the opinions of Matador athletics. Chernay has the story live in the newsroom.
The Sterling scandal is getting a mixed reaction at CSUN. In one part, it hits home for the athletic department, as the sport of basketball is held close to their hearts. But others are saying it brings about questions to our First Amendment rights.
The words were racist, I give him that. But I feel like they're only words, you know. He didn't really act on anything to really show his racism. But, you know, I was offended by what he said, but at the end of the day, they're just words.
You know, whether or not it's an infringement on Mr. Sterling's First Amendment rights to free speech is something that that has to be discussed and thought about, but I think that there should be, you know, that shouldn't be the reason he gets away with it.
I think at this point, instead of pointing blame, whether it's media or the NBA or anybody else, it should be how do we move forward together as a society and try to ensure that the next round of owners or the next generation don't share those kind of thoughts.
While the fate of the Clippers ownership is still in the air, it seems fans and athletes are united in support of the players. Well, that's all for the reaction. Back to you in the studio.
Senate Republicans have blocked a bill boosting federal minimum wage. The bill would have increased the current $7.25 minimum wage to $10.10 at an hour over a 30-month period. Democrats say the bill would have helped millions of low-income families, while Republicans argue that it would have raised employers' costs and reduced jobs. The vote is a defeat for Barack Obama, who made the bill his top priority. The U.S. economic growth rate is at its weakest point since 2012. The Commerce Department says the growth rate for the January-March quarter slowed to 0.1%. Economics say the harsh winter took a toll on business activity, affecting financial growth, and say the quarter ended better than it began. Economists say they expect the government to report a 200,000-plus job gain for April. A country is going to be leading the world's economy, and it is not the United States. Economists say China will begin the new economic power of the world within the year. This kicks off the U.S. region after leading in this category since the late 1800s. Other interesting moves to note on this list are India taking over Japan in the number 3 spot, and the United Kingdom ending up at number 9. Antibiotics are not as effective as they once were. Nick has more of the story.
Bacteria-resistant antibiotics continue to extend to every part of the world. The World Health Organization says high rates of drug-resistant E. coli bacteria have been found, as well as other disease-causing bacteria. Health experts say unless immediate action is taken, infections like meningitis, gonorrhea, and pneumonia may be dangerous once again. The bugs have become immune to the antibiotics that have been able to prevent these infections since the 1920s. If you love chocolate, you'll be happy to hear that it may actually be good for you. Research from 2 new studies show dark chocolate includes flavanols, natural substances that may reduce the risk of heart disease, although scientists are not quite sure how flavanols are found in cocoa, but they are. Scientists are still working on how the stomach and intestine absorb the chocolate and flavanols in a way that reduces cardiac inflammation. And now back to Alyssa with the latest in entertainment.
If you are a fan of StubHub, then you will be happy to know that the ticketing company will be hosting its very own concerts. StubHub has planned 5 shows so far, and the first concert is scheduled for May 18th in Los Angeles. The performer will be announced later next week. StubHub is getting help from Live Nation Entertainment and Ticketmaster. The company is also partnering with Pandora for 5 free concerts kicking off today with Tokyo Police Club at Los Angeles Boulevard 3. Calling all Star Wars fans, the new cast for Star Wars Episode 7 is out. John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, Max von Sydow, Andy Serkis, and Dom Hall Gleason will be starring in the J.J. Abrams film. The new cast will join Star Wars veterans Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Peter Mayhew, and Kenny Baker. Lucasfilm and Disney have not revealed what character each actor will be playing. And now back to Rosie and Jacquelyn. That's all for the news today. I'm Jacquelyn Koenig.
And I'm Rosie Rodriguez. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great afternoon.